Looks like I'm on a roll tonight, so I'm gonna hit you with one more story. I feel kind of mad about that MiLegalize story coming out of Michigan because like I said, was out there on the front lines petitioning and rallying and spreading the word, getting people involved. And we get snidered, you know. So I want to give you some good news about people that tried to get on a petition somewhere and they failed, but it wasn't the kind of people you want to see get on a petition. First of all, we're talking about Montana. Montana legalized medical marijuana not too long ago. Don't quote me on 2013 or 14 or maybe no. I think it was before last year. I want to say. Well, anyway, when you look into it, it's not the best medical marijuana program in the universe, but it ain't the worst either, as we've already heard. There's a lot, you can do a lot worse than this. It doesn't say anything about smoking weed, so right off the bat, it's great. I'm not sure about the extent of regulations on anything. It sounds like a wide open program, other than these rules that are listed, that are widely known. So the qualification list for the symptoms that you have to get to qualify for medical marijuana are pretty standard. I didn't see anything on there that made me like, whoa, here's something extraordinarily cool that they got that no one else has. And there wasn't anything on there that everybody else has that, you know, they had it all. You know, they basically had all the things that you would expect to see. Patient can possess 1 ounce. Better than nothing. I mean, it's de facto decriminalization for medical marijuana, essentially. A home grow can consist of 4 plants and 12 seedlings. I mean, it's not the best, but it's not, you know, it's not Nazi Germany here. You still have the freedom to grow marijuana plants. 4 plants ain't a lot, but I would argue that it's not really the amount of plants, it's the size of the plants, and it's the size of your lights and how good you are at growing. Dispensaries, no go. A caregiver can have 2 patients, and if you're a patient yourself, so that's 3 total. So I'm guessing that makes it so from 4 plants you go to 12 with the max out, and at that point I would argue you could probably do pretty good with 12 plants. You can grow, I would say, you know, 4,000 or more watt operation. You could even do with 12 plants 6 on continuous and always have harvests. Okay, so the number of patients in this program is estimated to be around 12,250. So the opponents, which was run by Safe Montana, and that sounds to me like Responsible Michigan or Responsible Ohio, all these Safe, Responsible, all these people like that are doing these initiatives and these pushes to legalize marijuana themselves so they can do it their way. They're all Republican people that are well established in the drug war as the people that were arresting you for marijuana. So all of a sudden now they're the experts and they want to run it. And I'm getting sick of seeing this state after state. Even in Michigan, there was the Responsible Michigan people trying to put their ballot initiative out to legalize marijuana in a similar fashion that Ohio had, and the people that ran Ohio's, incidentally, was called Responsible Ohio. So responsible this, safe that, whatever. It's a smoke screen. Their propaganda was complete garbage. Reefer madness times 10. Hey, it's 2016. Reefer madness don't work anymore, especially if you're using reefer madness from 1920 or 30 or whatever. Come on, man. Reefer madness never worked, really. It was just what you blanketed over your situation while you got away with whatever you wanted because you made the rules. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to repeal the marijuana laws altogether. All the medical marijuana laws, see you later. And also say that any drug that's illegal under federal law will always be illegal under Montana law. That's what Republicans do. They yell at you when you want to make a constitutional amendment, but when they want to make something permanent and when they want to make constitutional amendments, it's okay. But when you look at what they're trying to do to make constitutional amendments, it's not to make something a law because it's right by the people. It's to prevent something from becoming a law that's right by the people. Almost every time. Look into it. It's ridiculous. And in the case of marijuana, it's every time. Right-wingers try to write laws or make rules or whatever for marijuana. It's usually against marijuana. And when it's against marijuana, it's to permanently say that, hey, you can't make rules to say marijuana is decriminalized or that medical marijuana is something if the federal government says it ain't and blah, blah, blah. It's always against. And if it ain't against, it's curtailed to give everything to their billionaire friends that invested on them saying, oh yeah, I want to legalize marijuana too. Let's do this. And then you got the libertarians who, in their philosophy, are okay because they're grounded in the idea that people should have personal freedom. That's what liberty is all about. Pursuit of happiness. So why should we ban substances? That's a great philosophy, but on paper, it's the same giveaway to their corporate buddies as it is if you're just a straight out Republican. So give me a break, Montana, and your right-wing bullshit, because I'm calling it out. Right-wing bullshit doesn't mix with marijuana policies. It never does. I mean, even Democratic cronyism is getting to the point where it's not working fast enough. You still have people going to prison for marijuana. I mean, that's not good. So the guy behind this safe Montana bullshit is actually a car dealer from Billings, Montana, which I don't know. I've heard of Butt, and I've heard of Billings, and I've heard of... That's about it. I don't really know Montana too well. Montana's one of those places that doesn't deserve to have equal representation in the Senate of the United States because the population is just so small, man. What is there, 1 million people in the whole state, if that? I don't know. But out of those people, there's 12,000 of them that are they're patients of the medical marijuana program, and these assholes, excuse my language, I usually don't swear on my news reporting, but you know, this is just making me so upset that you have people trying to thwart an already weak medical marijuana program out of existence, and any future attempt at a medical marijuana or even a recreational marijuana or decriminalization of drugs platform going on the state level, it's not going to happen if these guys get their way, which fortunately they didn't get their way. And there's some controversy on that, and they're in court suing against that. But they had to get like 300 or 3,500 signatures, and most of those got disqualified for reasons that were obvious. It was people just sitting around in church camp filling out fake signatures all day. I mean, this is stuff people have gotten prison sentences for. If you remember the case of Reverend Pinckney in Benton Harbor, Michigan, in the Whirlpool situation. So when you got fake signatures and signatures that don't line up with voters and things that are just shady looking, yeah, you disqualify the signature. You do it on the basis of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, maybe the person that was filling it out just really didn't know what they were doing. When you're talking about thousands of signatures being faulty, I think a further investigation is needed, in my opinion, into this Safe Montana group and what they're actually doing. And by the way, when you're talking about they had to get 3,500 signatures for a statewide thing that would ban medical marijuana, and there's 12,000 patients in the medical marijuana program. You know, that's telling right there that even if they did get 3,500 legitimate signatures, that's just 1/4 of the actual patients amount of people saying, oh, we don't like what you guys are doing, shut it down. That's not how democracy should work, man. That's how bullshit, like, I don't even know what. That's how, like, bullies operating the government works. Like, oh, we don't like the way you're doing it, so we're gonna just tell you can't do that no more. That's not how it's supposed to work. Come on, man. Come on, Montana. Isn't Montana a right-wing Republican bunch of Alex Jones listening to conspiracy nut people that are for states' rights? I always hear you talking about states' rights this and states' rights that and states' rights, states' rights, states' rights, states' rights. Their petition had on it that you would eliminate the idea that any drug could be legal under Montana's law as long as it's illegal under federal law. That don't sound like state rights to me. Alright, I wanted to make this clip short. I always want to make clips short. I can't. It doesn't seem like I can make a clip that's less than 12 minutes. But anyway, please like these videos and share them. Tell your friends to join. If you're interested in knowing about what's going on in the marijuana world on a daily basis, this is where you need to go. Check it out. I'll keep reporting these stories as long as people keep watching them. I'm a really busy person. I'm an activist. This channel is made for marijuana activists because there's not enough of us. You might have, like, you can go get your news from this and that, and they report it on mainstream media too. You can see all these stories I talk about. Every day I look at the wire and see what kind of stories are coming across the mainstream wire. And then I got, like, other sources, like I mentioned Culture Magazine, and then the Medical Marijuana Report in Michigan, and others. There's great resources all over the internet if you want information. I've had people in my comment sections maybe wondering, why don't I educate people more about the benefits of medical marijuana, or why don't I talk more about that and educate people and blah blah blah, information. This is not an information site. This is a news site. I used to run an information and news site called Strong Meds, but it got shut down on Facebook. But what happens is now there's so many news stories coming out about medical marijuana on a daily basis that I can just do this show right here on nothing but news stories, and that's what I'm planning on doing. I hope that's helpful to people out there, especially activists, so that you can be abreast. And I'm an activist, so as soon as I see something that is pertinent to the movement, I'm gonna definitely report on it. Coming up this week, not this week, this weekend, the next weekend is the Cannabis Cup in the town that I live in, which is Clio, Michigan, in the middle of nowhere. But whatever, I'll be there reporting. I might even do some live streams on my Facebook page, depending on if anything cool happens. I doubt it, but I'm hoping to get some really good interviews. So if you're a weed personality and you're going to be at the Cup in Clio, I hope I run into you and get to interview you. That would really help my ratings. But I guess if I had $700, I could have went and smoked a blunt with Snoop Dogg right around the corner from my house the other day. I couldn't do that. But anyway, I'm just doing this self-promotion at the end of this clip to let you know that I need to get out there more. People need to have this channel available farther and wider, because I am doing something that not a whole lot of people I've noticed are doing, and that is giving you daily reports about the happenings in the marijuana world. There's a lot of them going on, and this is the year of the marijuana, and next year is even going to be another wide open year for stories, so it's only going to get better.